Hi, it's Lori from Coast to Coast Craft Girls, coming to you from the West Coast. Today I wanted to share a fun card that I made. It's a 6x6 fold back gatefold card, and it's kind of bulky, so it doesn't fold completely flat, but I love how it looks. It opens up like that. Let's see what, so when it's standing, get it, it looks just like that. So cute. And it says happy birthday on the bottom. And I made that with the Crafter's Companion Cheers to You collection, along with some things I printed on my computer and cut on my Cricut and a bunch of different things. But let me show you how it's made. Okay, so we're going to start with our main card base. And this is a 6x6 fold back gatefold card. So what I did is I took two 6x6 card blanks and I scored each of them at 3 inch, and that creates a fold back on each side. And then I'm going to put them together. Now, when you put them together, I already trimmed it, but so if you put them together, you can see that they don't really meet in the middle because there's not really, you know, because it's up against that score line. So what I did is on the one on the inside, I just trimmed off a tiny little sliver, like less than 1/8 of an inch on that side, just so that when they are together, those panels, fold back panels, come together right in the middle, okay? And I'm gonna glue my two card bases together, and that'll create my 6x6 fold back gatefold card. Now, if you don't have 6x6 card blanks, you could take a piece of 6x12 and fold it in half, and that creates one 6x6. And then for the other piece, really all you need is a 6x6 panel with a glue flap. So, you know, 6x6.5, and just glue on. You don't have to double up that base. I'm just going to do it because I have 6x6 card blanks that I can use. Okay. And then I've got some mats and layers, and I'm using this sort of wood grain pattern, which came out of the Crafter's Companion paper pad all occasion patterns. It's got wood grain on both sides, but I'm going to use kind of the brownish wood grain. And I'm going to go ahead and mat and layer those. Now, before I put that on, I told you I'm going to put my little floor on. So this piece is 6 by 3.5, and I scored at 3, and I'm just going to give that a good burnish. And it's going to glue onto the bottom of my card, right in the middle, like that. Okay. And that's going to give me my little fold down piece. Okay, but before you do that, make sure that it's folded both directions so that it can move nicely. Okay, and then we're going to put that on. I should use tacky glue. But we're going to put that on right on the bottom. And right in the middle. So when you fold it up, it should be right even with that bottom score line. But you want it so that these still fold in. Okay. Now I can put my wood grain right over the top of that to make sure that fits within that inside without interfering with the side panels folding in. It's this is just slightly under 6, about an 1/8 or 1/16 of an inch less. And then we're going to cover it up with our wood grain. Now we've got that, and I'm going to put my flooring, carpeting, whatever you want to call it, pattern on there. Now while I've got this out, I've got my little happy birthday sentiment on there. But before I put that on, I'm going to put my table down. And then I cut, these are the legs of my table, and they're 4 1/4 inches long, scored at 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you're just going to make these little like boxes. Okay, so you're just going to glue that 1/4 inch tab, and there's 2 of them. So just glue there, and you can just fold it down, and you want to make sure that it folds both ways. Okay, there's one. And there's 2. And again, make sure that it folds both ways. Okay, and then you're going to put your squares on here and glue to the back and to the floor. And then it's going to fold down. Now you can put your bar top on. So for my bar top, I cut 3 strips that are 1 inch or 1 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I cut 3 of them because I'm going to put them together to kind of give it a little more sturdiness or something. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those 3 together. Okay, so there's my bar top, and that's going to go right on top of my legs. Okay, just like that. So we're going to put glue just right here on the top. Get it up so you can see it. On the top of our little 1 inch cubes, I'm going to put my bar top right on top, kind of centered on the back and up against the back of the card. Now you should be able to close it up and see it'll fold down. Okay, makes like a little tabletop. Now I'm going to put my happy birthday. I cut this on my Cricut and then just inked it with some Sandstorm just to make it look a little more aged, I guess. And it's going to go right here. Now you don't have to use a Cricut. You could obviously use any happy birthday sentiment or die that you have. I was just cutting other things on my Cricut, so I happened to figure I'd just do it that way. So my little whiskey decanter, this is from the Crafter's Companion Cheers to You collection. And I just stamped it and colored it. And then I double embossed it with clear embossing powder. And the way you do that is, let me move this out of the way and I'll show you, is I took my Versamark ink pad, and this is just clear embossing powder. And you take, I'm not going to do it because I already did it, but you take your piece of, well, I'll do it with a scrap piece of paper. I'll just use this little strip of brown. So if you want to emboss this, just open it up, press it down all over it, put it in your embossing powder. Then while it's still wet from the first heat embossing, dip it right back into the embossing powder. And what that gives you is this really nice shiny look, except I stuck my finger in my thumbprint in it. But it gives you this nice look like this where it, I don't know if you can feel it, but it actually makes it look more like glass or like plastic. And double embossing is a really fun thing to do with die cuts. It is a little messy though, and watch your fingers because it's hot. So we're going to put our whiskey, and I'm going to use some foam tape to raise those up so they're not so flat against the back. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and put my little sign on, and I've got this nice little sign. Again, I actually cut and I wrote this on my Cricut, and I'm going to go ahead and just glue it flat. Onto the back. And you could just handwrite this, or you could find a stamp that says this, or that says something different, similar, whatever you want. But again, I had my Cricut out, so I figured I'd use it. And then I've got these blue enamel dots from Ultiview that I'm going to use. And I'm just going to put one on each side, like it's, you know, those are holding up the sign. Now I'm going to put my stuff on with some foam tape. And one glass right next to it. Okay, so there's my card. Goes in, and now with that foam tape, it's a little bit thick, but yeah, it's okay. I probably should have cut those down just a little bit more, but okay. So there's my card. Now what I'm going to do, I've got some decorations for the front. And these I printed on my computer and then cut them out with my Scan and Cut. And I'm just going to put those on so like they're, you know, when it's together, like they're clinking the glasses. Okay, just like that. Okay, so I don't love that that doesn't come together. So what I did is I cut a little tag out of nesting die and a cheers sentiment out of the brown. I'm gonna go ahead and use that same sandstone to just kind of ink this up so that it doesn't look so stark white. I don't want it to be all brown, beige, but I don't want it to be stark white. And I'm just going to go around the edges and darken those edges in particular. And I'm just going to put that right here across the bottom, right in the middle, but just attach it to one side. And that'll kind of cover up my little boo-boo of having it not meet in the middle, because I just made it too bulky. This is another one of those cases where, you know, if you don't make it perfect, you can usually do something to make it look better. I'm just going to put it right there. And now when it's closed, it's not so noticeable that it doesn't meet in the middle because it's got too much bulk. But when you open it, this folds down and it looks like that. If I can, so it'll look like that. Isn't that adorable? I love that. It's so cute. And then it just folds right back up. And it folds, I mean, it's bulky, so it doesn't fold completely flat. It's, you know, close. It's relatively flat. I mean, you could put it in it would actually fit in an envelope. But love, love, love that. And if you don't, I mean, if you don't have a printer, a color printer, you don't want to print those off, you could use these glasses or, you know, something else on the front. You don't have to do the glasses toasting, but I liked the looks of that. And you can find, I printed these off of Creative Fabrica, but you can find pictures on the internet, or you could probably find some, die cuts somewhere, but I love that. I think it looks really cute. So, hope you like that. Thanks for watching.